don't treat theater like a singles bar. Don't come to a theater just so you can
get a man.
Yeah, get a man, get a girl, whatever. There's a thing for that. It's called Tinder.
Don't use Tinder though. Just. Hey guys, it's Lindsay, and I am back with my good friend
Greg Picklesheimer. Hello.
And we're here for Theater Talk, and today we're going to be talking about rehearsal do's and don'ts. And now for the don'ts. All of these are going to be important. Some of them are going to be a little similar, but bear with us. The number one thing is to not talk when the director or someone who is helping this show or help create this show is talking. If they are talking, then it's something that you need to hear. There is a good reason for it.
Do not wear flip-flops, sandals, or Crocs on stage, ever.
Do you know how many sandals I've seen at rehearsal?
Too many.
It scares me.
Especially at work. Don't wear Crocs and flip-flops.
Especially at work. Oh
what is wrong with you?
Especially.
Are you wanting to get your
work.
toes smashed off?
The next one is you have to listen to critiques and learn not to take them personal. I know that sometimes that's hard, but there's no reason to show anger from it. You're supposed to learn from it and turn it into a positive experience. Just don't take it harshly. Take it as in, they know I can do better.
Yes, just remind yourself that the critique is the what, why, and how. What you did wrong, why it was wrong, and how you can do it better.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big one. Do not be on your cell phone or smartphone ever during a rehearsal, unless it's for emergencies only.
And if you need to have your phone on you in case you're expecting a call in a case of an emergency, at least let the stage manager and the director know why you have your phone on you and why you're checking it. At least then they'll know and understand. And they will be understanding if it's something like that. But if it's just because you want to text your boyfriend in between scenes, that ain't gonna cut it.
No.
This is a pretty simple one. Don't bring your drama to the theater. If you're dealing with stuff, deal with it. The theater is supposed to be like your happy place, like we said, and you want it to be your escape. You want to get away from those emotions from it. You want to let it all go and not think about it. So it should be a positive thing and not a negative thing.
Check your emotional baggage at the door before you come in.
This one is also pretty obvious, and I've kind of mentioned it a little bit, is just don't bring any negativity. Nobody wants to be around a negative Nancy. Nobody. Ever. It's not fun, and people don't want to be around complainers. They want to be around positive, fun people. So if you're that way, then people are going to respond to you that way.
They're going to distance from you. Here's a big one. Don't treat theater like a singles bar. Don't come to a theater just so you can
get a man.
Yeah, get a man, get a girl, whatever. There's a thing for that. It's called Tinder.
Don't use Tinder though. Just
well, or go to the bars in Huntington. There you go.
That's what I did when I was younger. I'm going to mention props now, but I am not going to get into props and costumes much because I've kind of already mentioned those two. Because we're going to be doing an episode about costume etiquette and prop etiquette, and they may be in the same episode. I'm undecided. So that's why they're only being lightly mentioned right now. You should never, ever, ever touch or play with a prop that is not yours. Ever. Zero. Does not matter. Unless they're running off the stage because they have to have an entrance, and you happen to be backstage walking toward their prop table, and they go, "Can you put this up for me?" And they run in there, when they do it, and because they've probably done it before that, because it would be the same repetition.
But the most common situation is usually someone has each actor has their own system. They have a prop and a costume set up in a certain place in a certain way.
Yeah.
And if you move that prop or that costume, you throw everything out of whack.
Mm-hmm. Because then you have no idea. All the consistency is gone. Mm-hmm. And consistency is key in theater, and I will say that over and over again because that is some of the best advice I was ever given.
A show is like a machine. One gear goes out of place, the whole machine crashes.
And you just want everybody to do as best as they can do. And if you are touching a prop, which you have to touch a prop sometimes, it should only be when you are using it on stage or waiting in the wings to use it. That's it. You should never be carrying it around, you should never be showing it off, and you sure shouldn't be touching it if you're not supposed to touch it ever in the show.
And don't be juggling with props.
That's terrible. Oh my gosh, don't. You'll get screamed at maybe over that one.
Don't hold grudges. Over anything like casting.
Especially casting. You're allowed to be hurt and let down, that's okay. But you can't, like, be angry about it, you know? You're not gonna have fun if you're just angry at every rehearsal because you didn't get what you wanted.
It just refers back to don't bring your personal drama to the stage. It's negative and it's a viral poison. So just leave your grudges at the door. The sooner you let go of a grudge, the better off.
This is a really big one. If you are in rehearsal and you are in the middle of a dance with choreography and they're watching you run through it, or maybe you're blocking a scene, or whatever you're doing, and the director decides to stop what's going on, the last thing that you need to do is turn to whoever's to your left or right and talk to them. You are wasting everybody's time, and the director is not going to be happy with you, especially if you continue to do it. If it happens once or twice, maybe. But if you continue to be disruptive, you're not only going to make the director mad, but you're going to make your co-actors mad. They're not going to be happy about it.
Because they'll see you as arrogant and disrespectful.
It's all about respect and disrespect. If they stop rehearsal, there is a reason that they did it. And that reason is for you to listen to what they have to say. Or they would not have stopped it. If it was going well and they had no critique at that moment, there would be no need to stop it. So it's stopped for a purpose, and you just have to respect that purpose.
Here's a big one. Do not hang out, talk, or goof off in the wings. Because people in the front row can see you. The actors on the stage.
Or people that are way left or way right of the theater. They can see those wings that are catty corner to them.
Especially if you're goofing off in the stage and one of the actors sees you, you're gonna make them break character.
They're gonna lose concentration, and the moment that you're thinking of something else is the moment that a person is likely to break down and miss a line or say something wrong or incorrect. And the last thing you want to do is make your fellow actors angry at you. And that is a good way to do it. I'm telling you, if you like to act up I've experienced it myself, having been a lead. One day I think I yelled at Zach because he was messing with me through the door in Blood Brothers, and it was a screen. And I was like, don't do that. Because it's distracting. It's just, it's not good. And once again, it's not professional at all. And you don't want to cause distraction for the audience. You want the audience to see the show, not you goofing off or being silly in the wings.
You want them to stay in the story.
You don't want to be seen, because if you can see them, guess what? They can see you, and that means that you are not in a good spot. You just have to pay attention. It's just one of those little bitty things that really matters. This next one is something that school kids hear probably regularly. You should never have gum at rehearsal. You should certainly never have it at a performance. It's something that it just keeps it going. You just keep chewing. There's nothing, it's okay to have snacks and little things at rehearsal. That's fine.
Kids, they leave, their chewed gum under seats.
And also, you don't want to be in the middle of dancing and choke on your gum. That'd be bad. But yeah, kids tend to put gum in places it shouldn't go, and if you have a theater like we do, and it is a big, beautiful theater, the last thing we want to do is mess that up and make that not beautiful, because we respect the arts and we certainly respect that theater. I can promise you that.
Here's a big one.
This is one we've kind of touched on too.
Yeah.
A little bit. So this is huge.
Yes. And we stress it so much it bears repeating. Do not talk backstage. Because it gets bad when you're sitting front row and you can hear people behind the stage talking and it's not the actors.
And also, if you're going to talk backstage, we have a back pass where we are able to go from left to right, and it's not a part of the stage, it's actually behind it. So you can talk back there quietly, but if you're actually wanting to talk, you need to go upstairs to the dressing room or wherever your dressing room is. Here is me now touching on costumes. You have to not mistreat your costumes or horse around in them. You're going to get the director mad, and you're really gonna upset your costumer. They're not gonna be happy with you, and you have to treat it like it's gold, because it's not yours. So you want it to come back to them in one piece. You don't want to go out and you're like, you know, a 10-year-old boy and he's like, I'm gonna do karate kicks and the haul back thing. And then the crotch rips, probably not a good idea. So just don't horse around in your costumes.
Don't waste people's time. Put in 100% of your work regardless. Always put 100% effort. Because it's really disheartening when one person just does not care. You're just like, you know, why am I putting all the hard work in when this guy's just being so lazy and careless?
And you can only be as good as your worst person. That sounds terrible, but it's true.
Here's a very simple one. Don't forget to bring water to rehearsal regardless. Always stay hydrated.
Water is your best friend at rehearsal, especially if you're doing physical stuff like dancing. Even if you're really not dancing that much, it's still good to have water there with you. It's a rehearsal. You can, you know, wet your whistle, and it's just important to have water with you.
Especially if you're in heavy costumes.
Well, yeah, because then you're going to burn up, and you're going to really wish I had something to drink.
Yeah, ice cold water preferably.
Alright guys, there are so many do's and don'ts. If you guys have any other ones that you think that we've forgotten, because I'm sure that there's quite a few, then share them in the comments below because we'd really like to hear it. Please subscribe.
Hit the like. Hit the like.
That too. And leave a comment.
Please comment.
Yes, please. Especially if you have an idea for an episode, I would love to hear it. Alert bell, click it too, and that way you can get my notifications when I upload. I will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.